I'm just gonna rework this section, I think, of track. I thought I'd shoot a little video before I do it so I know what it was. I'm gonna try to straighten this curve out and remove these two and make them straight. And by doing so, these two switches will move outbound further out here. I've decided I'm gonna probably add about 6 inches to the table here so I can move these further out. And right now I've got O-42 as this curve here, but it's O-54 on the other side. And I think it'd be much nicer if it was O-54 here as well, which would bring the curve out to about here, about ½ an inch off the table. And then, which is why I didn't do it before, because it was ½ an inch off the table. That'll take a little bit of the extra unnecessary curves out here, which should be nice. Okay, so after about 45 minutes, I was able to rework the track. The O-54 curve. The switches do hang off the edge now, but I'm going to be adding some more table there. And then I did have to cut one piece to make it fit, and I'm going to have to cut another piece because that's not quite right. I found a random piece that's almost perfect, but it's not right. So I will have to do that. But I'm really happy with the straight shot it created along the table here. And I'm also happy with the nice wide curve. So anybody who's watched any of my older videos will know I've had a little bit of trouble with this pulley system for raising and lowering the train table. Mainly it's that winch back there. Having 4 ropes, one from each corner going to there, the way the rope spools up on the winch as it gets turned up makes it so one rope will get pulled further faster than the others. And I end up the table kind of lifting unevenly. One side or one corner will end up lifting faster than the other, just because the way the rope is winding up on the winch. So today I'm out to try to fix that. I'm going to bring all the ropes together and then have one single rope, which I bought here, wind up onto the winch. I'm hoping that'll solve our problems. I'm doing that so it'll be easier for me to raise and lower the table more often and be a little more convenient. And then I'm out to fix another problem today is when I want to raise the table, I have to find a place to put all my trains, and putting them all back in the boxes is very time consuming. So I'm building, hopefully I'll have time today to build a display case that can go up on the wall over here. And with the table up, I'll be able to use my table saw and do that. And once I have that done, then when I want to raise the table, I can just put all the train cars up on a display case, raise the table, and it should be really convenient and easy. So we'll see how it goes. So I got it all rigged up with the one rope running over to a pulley, anchoring the roof for the pulleys, and then all going to the floor. But I'm on to plan C because I didn't understand how much force this little rope would be under. I thought I bought 260 braking force, and but not enough. I'm gonna go with cable, I think. I didn't get it all the way up, but like even that started to creak and pop. That's a pretty big eye bolt. That's the one I replaced after the first one ripped out of the wall. So I think I'm going with cable, and I might even try to find bigger eye bolts to anchor, because as you can see here, this one started to elongate the hole. It's ripping it, sideways. These ropes aren't under that much tension because there's 4 of them, so it divides the load. But this one, man, it's got all the load, and it's a pretty hefty amount of load, clearly. More than I thought. Everything started to creak really bad, so we'll try it with wire. I feel a lot better about this cable. 1,700 pound braking strength. You know what was happening last time? This shackle was actually pulled out of the threads and was expanding with the rope. So that's not good. Got a new stainless steel shackle up there. Aircraft cable going along. I'm still concerned about the connection between the rope and the cable. I ran out of shackles because that one broke. So I'm gonna have to get another one for that. But now all the cables run to that one central anchoring point. Sorry about the footage. And so they all run to this one central anchoring point, and then they run up. The table's now lifting really level. I went around and adjusted the the points. I know my wiring needs a lot of work. I just, I'm really short for time all the time with a little kid. But I'll get it done eventually. Kind of crazy to see the train up like this. But there are definitely things creaking when I'm doing this. You can see this eye bolt, which is a really big eye bolt, is expanding the hole. I hope it doesn't rip out of that 2x4. There's a pretty good amount of tension on here. You can hear it really creaks when I'm cranking it. And it also takes a lot more effort. Mostly the creaking comes from this one right over here. I'm not sure why. But without the mechanical advantage that I had before by running the string up so many times, it's a lot harder to crank. This takes some muscle now. Okay, the train is up. As you can see, there's plenty of room to work underneath. I need to obviously deal with my cable management so that I can walk under there better. But at this point, I'll show you what I do is once I get it up, I just hook it on some chains. And now that it lifts level, it's much easier to do. And that way it's up. And there we go, hideaway train. And now I have access to my table saw and my outfeed table. And I have room for all my other tools. And I can do some woodworking projects. So I finished up the first of the shelves. This shelf is using half a sheet of 3/8 inch plywood. It's about $35 or $32 at the Home Depot. So half a sheet, and that's that's Canadian dollars. So it's really like, 20 bucks. And really that's about it. I'm going to do it slightly different next time. The design will be the same, but how I construct it might be different because it was quite difficult to line up all those boards and get them all together without any dados or anything. I wanted to do dados, but it adds a lot of time to the build and I just didn't have time. But this next one, I'm going to dado the back board for each row so that there's a distinct spot where they go, which for assembly, it'll be way easier. But I'm really happy the way it turned out. So, the next one obviously will go right beside it. And I only got one coat of paint on it. It really needs 2 coats, but it's so cold this time of year now that you can't paint outside, and it was just too smelly in the garage here. So I'm gonna wait until the spring to put a second coat on them, and I'll just leave it for now the way it is. So thanks for watching.